Hello guys, and today, yes, like I said yesterday, I'm going to tell you guys how the funeral went. Okay, my great nan's funeral was yesterday, and wow, I'm still getting over it. I mean, that was the first time I've ever been to a funeral before, very first time in my life. So basically, I'm going to tell you it from my point, from what happened, so, my whole family, but you see, the thing is, my great nan, she became very ill. Okay, I'm not going to go into personal matters. She became very ill over the last few years, and it got to the point where it affected her strength. So, because she was resorted to a chair, so she couldn't walk. She couldn't. Well, she could eat by herself. She was disabled. She couldn't walk. She stayed in the chair all day until the carers and nurses came and helped her up and put her in bed. She really didn't have much of a life. I mean, her husband, my great granddad, died in 2013. She's been widowed since then. In the end, the final weeks before her death, she wasn't eating, she wasn't drinking, she just slept a lot, and to us, that was a warning sign that, as sad as it is, she didn't have long left. So then, of course, we got told that she passed away, and that the funeral was on the 29th, so yesterday. So basically, we left, me, my mum, and so we were because we were the only family she really had. We were the only family because she had no friends, of course, because her friends died years ago. So we were the only family she had. She didn't have any brothers and sisters. She only had one daughter. That's my nan. So she really had no one else. So we were the only people who she saw. So me, my mum, and my mum's friend went to the crematorium, because that's where it happened. She was cremated. She's probably cremated by now. And then my nan was there, my granddad, my nephews were there, their friends and family, blah 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 blah. My cousins, who I haven't seen before. They're about my age, I think. It seems cool, I guess. So we all went. I don't know. It's like it's religious, of course, God and that, So it's nicely painted, It's just like the inside of a modern church, I guess you could say. So the vicar, she was telling us about all that my great nan did in her life, what she'd been through World War II, of course, and what she'd seen, what she helped out with, because she did a lot for the army. She did a lot for the army in the Legion. She did a lot for that stuff. She was a very great woman. She really was. And she read out, Beryl leaves behind her 3 great grandchildren, Kieran, Kyla, and Elsa. She said the vicar said that out loud, and they brought her coffin out. Right, these men, they had the coffin on their shoulder, of course, and that was the very first time. It sounds stupid, but that was the first time I've ever seen a coffin in my life. So they carried her coffin through the aisle in between us, laid her on this bed, conveyor belt, I think it was, and then we said a prayer, and a curtain round the coffin closed very slowly, and as that curtain was closing very slowly, I didn't once take my eyes off the coffin. I didn't once take my eyes off the coffin as that curtain was closing, until the curtain fully closed that I couldn't see it anymore. And the vicar bowed, and I guess that's when the coffin was going into the, not inferno, I don't know what you call it, oven, to be cremated. I don't know how you want to say it, but yeah, and we came out. There were tears, of course. There were tears, especially from me. But she's at rest now. She's at peace. So that's All we can, that's all we can think, innit, guys? All I can hope for, and my family. So, yeah, guess that's it. My phone's gonna die, so I've got to cut it here. Thank you guys for being supportive. I had a lot of nice comments on Instagram, and I'll see you probably tomorrow.